Yeah, so it's preparing the live stream. Hey everyone, we're gonna go to the farewell summer open section first. A lot of really strong players in this section, so really excited. Okay, so it's game 25, 5-second delay. So oof. So white just offered a draw. And a white is either our number 1 or number 2 player by rating in the section anyway. Okay, black has a lot of time to think this over. So white has a knight and a pawn for a rook, but just terrible development. Nobody's out over here. What opening was this? Yes, white's gonna have to take a look at this opening because this looks like it was a disaster. All right, so yeah, mainline Spanish. Yeah, I'm not so up on the theory. I know D6, C3 is like main line, but I guess, yeah, I assume this is a variation also. Yeah, it's a pretty typical sacrifice. So black gives up a pawn, but they have great activity. So probably white shouldn't even take that pawn. I'm not sure. It could be theory. I'm not sure, but regardless, black gives up the pawn, but then they have great development. You see white's pieces are still stuck on the queen side. Yeah, I mean, this just looks really bad for white. So, okay, that's how they won the exchange. Okay, yeah, I mean, good for black. Black's like, heck no. I mean, it's the first round also. It's like, you should want to play. But I mean, that's smart of white because sometimes this works. You offer a low rated player a draw and they just take it. So white knows they're in big trouble. So by the way, when you guys are done with your games, what's this tournament called? The AIM Chess US Rapid is going on, part of the Champions Chess Tour. So you have Magnus playing and all the top guys. So it's pretty fun. Okay, so who else? Okay. So John Drip won his game. Yeah. Okay, so even material. Yeah, I mean this looks pretty equal. White is the better pawn structure, but I think black might be just a little bit better. They have a bishop against the knight, which in most cases is a just slight advantage. And with kind of an open position, I would say the bishop's better than the knight. I mean, this pawn is isolated, but it can't really be attacked easily. And black has the only center pawn's protected. Black just seems a little more active also. But it's pretty equal. I mean, I don't really see it tilting one way or another yet. But I would prefer black. Okay. So even with the 25-minute time control, definitely still take your time. Looks like a lot of, I don't know. The games have only been going on like 20 minutes, and it seems like people are moving pretty quickly. All right, they got closed Sicilian. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a type of position where, I mean, the books and the computer might say it's equal, but a higher rated player can definitely outplay a lower rated one for sure. I mean, I'm not sure what the situation is here. I think black's higher rated, but um, yeah, that's why, openings aren't so important to study because even if you get like an advantage, a higher rated player is still going to be able to outplay you. So better to just understand the basic ideas of the openings and then spend your time on other stuff. Maybe once you get to like 2000, you can focus on openings. What is happening here? Everybody queening at the same time. I feel like I'm gonna go back and look at this and like start banging the computer because probably there were some missed opportunities just based on how quickly the players are playing. So this is move 51. I don't know. Did black have to just shove that pawn down the board? Oh, so white wanted to go into a pawn ending. Should, I don't know. Too complicated to really figure out what's going on. I guess black is happy because their king is closer to the pawn, to the pawns. Oh, this looks pretty interesting. All right, so Rohan's white. Hmm. Y'all know how much I love endgames. Double rook ending. Yeah, this looks pretty equal. I mean, black is the better pawns, but I don't know. I guess white's pawns are more advanced, so it seems like black's more active. I mean, so it seems like white's more active. But yeah, this looks pretty equal. Okay, let's try to be more systematic. So I know white is either number one or number two, or no, somebody else. So we have two bishops against two knights. Yeah, otherwise everything else is the same. Hmm. Whose turn is it? White's turn. Black has some weaknesses in their pawn structure. Um, right here, this is a nice juicy square. Yeah, it might just be like about equal. Normally the bishops would be a lot better, but they're not really on great squares. Black or white's done a good job blocking them in. Like if you can migrate this one here, might be a different story, but yeah, bishops are all out of place. So yeah, it looks pretty equal. I mean, white might even be a little bit better. Okay, we got action. So going back, so they had just queen, queen, check. So probably this didn't have to happen, but white kind of allowed this to happen. Oh boy, I think we're going to quickly see what's going to happen here. Tons of time, each player to calculate. Like, yeah, well, I don't think white had to go to d4. Could have gone to c. Oh, wait, the queens were already. All right, I just. Yeah, Okay, let's just see what happens. I can tell Black's spending no time at all, so that's kind of my criticism of any moves, that you're just not even thinking about it. It's a really complicated position. I mean, I can't even keep up with the players. Okay, so white decides not to go for this trade. So we'll talk about it after the game, but try to calculate it out. What would you do as white? Would you trade? Would you leave the queen here? Would you try to throw in some checks? What would you do? Yeah, I mean, it's good to see Rohan taking time here. I think that's definitely shown progress. You know, in the past, he would sometimes rush these end games. Checking real quick with our potential upset. Yeah, looks pretty good. Both players have made progress. I mean, white's got out some of their queenside pieces, while black has doubled rooks. So, okay. So black to move. So critical moments in both these games. Okay, bishop e1 is played. Let's go back to this one. Rohan's still thinking. It's another one I want to go back to after the game because there's some interesting things that could have happened. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick look at what else is still happening. But really competitive open section today, so very excited. Jesse. Okay. Oh, okay. So this one, another equal endgame. Well, just based on pieces. Yeah, it looks like black's doing pretty well. I mean, this knight is annoying. I think, yeah, g5 was a pretty good move. Trying to disrupt this knight on e4. So you attack the pawn, which protects the knight. So the knight went back. Okay, well, and that's definitely a success for black. Black takes a pawn, black's up a pawn. These dark squares are really weak. So yeah, this looks pretty good for black. All right. Okay, so Rohan went queen b1 and offers a draw. So now black has a lot to think about. Right, well, definitely at this point, you can't trade because then actually king takes. Yeah, and the king's gonna be in front of the pawn, so take if white had wanted to take the queen, you should have done it. Guess on this move, if I'm counting right, takes, and then both pawns are gonna queen. So yeah, king g3 was a good move. Black, of course, declines the draw. Yeah, so definitely something went wrong for white. Probably white should have taken the queen earlier and just taken the. Oh shoot, the double queen ending. Oh, but oh man, yeah, that's tough finish. You know, but I am gonna criticize Happy Panda 20 because they're blitzing their moves and accidents happen. So Rohan steals one in that end game. But good game, guys. It looked like really hard fought game. You saw that. All right, so white's still thinking after bishop e1. White was able to win it. Oh, okay. Black just blundered, I guess. Oh, it's too bad. Black had a pretty good position. Yeah, it looks like white or black's just slowly moving ahead. Okay, let's go here. Oh, same thing. So how did black make progress? Forget where the position was. Oh, maybe this was it. Yeah, this just looks kind of good for black. So I want to kind of just stay in this section for the first round, then we can check out the other rounds or the other sections. No big change. Oh, so yeah, e5 probably a mistake because it walked into that pin. Yeah. Okay. So now black is up a pawn, but white's still pretty active. So yeah, still not sure what's going to happen in this game. Check back in here. So attack all 64 squares, one of the top players, and he's in a bit of trouble. Also, time is running down. So one thing to keep in mind. And then we have this double, well, it was a double rook ending. Now it's just a rook ending. And black's up a pawn, but white's really active. So I don't think black's in danger, but I think white still has chances to hold the game, maybe even win the game. And then there's also Chessian's game. And the other games, I think someone had like a clear advantage. Yeah, so Kid Prodigy is a clear advantage, Win Buddy, and then Unseek Spy looks like they're looks like they like sack and exchange actually, which probably is good. Oh, okay. They just nice little tactic there, and yeah, it looks like black's just totally winning. Okay. Yeah, I mean Chessian looks like he has the advantage. White's still thinking. Oh wow, okay. So now black has to decide if they want to go into the pawn ending. Yeah, these decisions are always really tough. Even the top players mess them up sometimes. Yeah, well. So he does, though this pawn is gonna fall. So that seemed a little unnecessary. But maybe he's like, it doesn't matter. Black's gonna get a pass pawn regardless. I don't know. I would have wanted to calculate this out a little more. Black had the time to do it. This is looking a little risky and unnecessarily so. The same position could have been reached, but you still have like your pawns here back, in this structure. He could have just exchanged, so it's a little risky. White still thinking. Yeah, this, I mean, definitely an important moment. but I don't get nervous about that time. I guess we have tactic time here. Okay. So this is a good one to try to calculate it, try to figure out what's going on. Is Black still winning, or did Black make a big mistake? I will. So white is in the square of the pawn. There's just a simple trick to see if you can catch the pawn, see if the king is inside the square, and it is. But there's the king here, there's a pawn running here. All right, so it looks like Ian's gonna win this game. So he had a nice tactic where, oh, he set like a trap. He moved his rook. When queen takes knight, you can take. And white can't take because they get back rank mated. Rook takes rook takes rook's mate. All right, check out other sections. Double rook ending. White double pawn. Yeah, double rook end games are just very drawish though, because often this one of the players can make enough counterplay to make up for any material deficit. So definitely white's a lot better, but black's holding it together as well. Oh, black has no time. Wonder if black showed up late to the game or just used a lot of time. Okay, so that definitely tips it in white's favor then, for sure. Yeah, a5 looked like a good move to break up white's pawns. That was definitely on my radar. Let's see, has anyone moved? Wow, white is still thinking. So this is just, yeah, not good time management. I mean, you got to just make a move at some point. Because you're going to face another critical moment soon and you're just not going to have any time. Oh, geez. And then white stole one there. So we'll take a look at this endgame in a sec. Yeah, took the... Yeah, so now this looks pretty good for... Well, black has increased their drawing chances. So there is rook b4. Okay, so that's not good for black. Oh, maybe we should have just gone b4 in this position. And then after rook takes b4, take the pawn, and then you can defend 3 pawns against 2. Which is not actually... Oh, this is a cool... Oh, I didn't notice rook d7. Yeah, and then Jude's got to get back. And he offers a draw. Wow, what a reversal. So rook a2. Yeah, maybe white just got a little too complacent there. Yeah, should have gone rook d5, maybe. So they agreed to a draw. Yeah, I understand black was like super low on time. So here, Oh, you're not actually threatening like mate. Yeah, I mean, black has a draw though. Anytime they want it, they can always do like a perpetual. So, but I don't know if they could really hope for more. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, interesting game. So their next round starts in about 4 minutes. Hmm. Oh, well, this looks like Arjun won his first game. So this game between two of the top players right now in U5. Yeah, I mean, black owns the center. White can maybe try to take advantage of these dark square weaknesses. But yeah, bishop can always drop. So, all right. Going back to this game. So after a really long think, white went bishop c1. Yeah, trying to, I think, retain control over e3. Now comes rook e2, and white has just a little over a minute. Got to go rook g1 to guard against checkmate. And then I do want to take a quick look at this end game. So it's okay. So it's black's move here. So what? How did white win this game? So here, black can still go after white's pawn, and that should just be a draw. Oh, but he tried. Okay, now the king is too far because now this is our square. The black king can't reach it, and then white wisely moves. Oh, maybe they don't even have to do that. Well, yeah. So if white goes here, that'd be a blunder because then black can queen their pawn, but white just steps in front of the pawn, and that's it. Yeah, really instructive game. I think it was equal. White dropped a pawn, but then white still ended up winning because of some bad calculation going into the pawn ending. Oh boy. So he went, yeah, rook f2, bishop f2, bishop d1, rook e1. Yeah, it may not have been a defense. Yeah, I guess I like what black did. It looked, bishop e1 looked really simple. I think rook e3 also worked, but yeah, bishop e1. I think rook e3 also worked, and then just sack on f3. But bishop, was there any? Okay, yeah, it just says white's just completely busted. So no defense. Um, hmm, tough game, tough game. All right. All right, so looks like MYM Chessian's gonna win, Kid Prodigy's gonna win. Up a bunch of material. Okay, these guys just started, right? Yeah, they just started. Okay, London system. No e4, e5. Chess Tigers playing. Yeah, people play the weirdest stuff nowadays. I think everybody should play e4, e5 at some point. It's just like part of a classical chess education. I mean, stuff like the London system, it's good, it's solid. I don't think it teaches you as much about chess as playing like, the main openings, e4, e5. I mean, d4 is okay, but I think e4 is just better. Always be plenty of time to play Queen's Gambit. So, okay, e4, e6, the French. That's good to see. Yeah, and this just leads to a nice open position with piece activity, with tactics. Those are all the stuff you want to be practicing. Because the thing is, any closed position can eventually become open. And if you're not used to playing those open positions, you're not going to know what's going on. So knowing open games helps you know when to open up the position, even if you have like a closed opening. All right, but openings look okay. No, no disasters. It's like, did somebody win a queen here? Oh, okay, black just didn't see the pin. Yeah, it just comes down to tactics. So if you move this pawn. Okay, so knight e4, just a mistake because it takes, and if black takes back, they lose the queen. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Looks like white is getting close. Always gotta go back to basics, know your basic checkmates. I think Alana likes to tell the story. She's a student, really strong student, 1300, who didn't know how to do this checkmate. Okay, good job. Yeah, I mean, multiple ways to win. This is fine. Could also go king here, king a8, rook a6 is also mate. All right, and then the other game, white's down a piece. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not looking so good for white. Yeah, you gotta slow down, Arjun, because you could have just exchanged there. I guess he was probably thinking about the mate, but no, you don't want to do hope chess and hope your opponent messes up. All right, so open, I'll start 2 minutes. Yeah, EN1, okay. Look at this game. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so this was already just big mistake taking that juicy pawn. Wow, what's funny is winning the exchange isn't even that. According to the machine, queen h4 is just even better, and then boom. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to under 1,000. What was this? Queen's Gambit, decline. Wow, White Castle Queen's side. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Black should have traded there. 'Cause then this happens. You have to walk into a pin. Would have thought maybe Black tries to open up the C file because that's where the White's king and queen are. That would make a little more sense to me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Game looked kind of boring, but then it got kind of exciting. So the king's castle on opposite sides. So both players can use their pawns to try to attack the king. Yeah, I mean, pretty obvious. Pawn breaks, g4, g5. Oh no, c5 isn't a break anymore because the pawn took. Yeah, with the pawn on d4, c5 is nice because then you can force the opening of the file, but c5 doesn't really do anything. All right, so it looks like white's probably a little bit better. Baby chess, 0-1. What was that? This section? Only 3 games left. Huh, okay. Seems kind of quick. Yeah, you know, it's funny. The top players are the ones whose games are still going. So tells you guys you want to slow down, take your time. You know, if you want to be one of the top players. Yeah, nothing much going on in Spirit's game. Sort of just a typical London. Yeah, Andrew's game looks pretty interesting. Probably white's a little better. 2 bishops in an open position, but more or less equal. Black also behind the development. Well, white I guess hasn't casted either. Oh, knight b5. Thought white might try to go for this pawn. Well, maybe it doesn't lead anywhere. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight takes d5. You can always take on d4. Knight b5, yeah. Yeah, knight b5 didn't seem quite right. Just check. Now maybe black gains the initiative. It's always a good idea to look at checks, captures, and forcing moves right before you make your move. Because, yeah, white has to go back, otherwise they lose a piece. And now, you know, it's just black's turn. All right, let's check out the openings in the open section. Yeah, a lot of cool games. Let's see. Kid Fire, chess game. Okay, Caro-Kann. And then F3. Yeah, F3 I think has gotten kind of popular. E5, knight D7. And what does white do here? All right, we'll come back. Yay, E4, E5. Okay. Thought we might be getting some kind of Vienna game. So rather than go knight F3, white goes knight C3, bishop C4 to potentially keep the idea of F4 open, but he goes here. All right, looks like a game. Another Caro-Kann. Man, I'm like, huh. Yeah, you know who plays the Caro-Kann really well? He's Ukrainian player, Vladislav Artemiev. When he played Magnus Carlsen in the, I guess, the World Blitz Championship, it was on chess.com. Artemiev was crushing Magnus with the Caro-Kann. It's like ridiculous. I think he beat him 2 games in a row. So E5 is played and then C5 right away. Okay. All right, looks pretty good for both players. Both players have a pawn in the middle. Good development. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I mean, I don't know. Is C5 a move? It looks strange. Because, well, what is? Oh yeah, because aren't you kind of ending up in like a French a tempo down? So I don't know, but I guess it turned out okay. Yeah, this is this transposed to a French as well. So the French is after E4, you play E6, and usually then you go C5 at some point. Yeah, this looks suspicious. This just looks like it's French, but a tempo down. So maybe these Caro-Kann players just check that opening. But all right, this game, we have Slav defense. So the Slav is after the Queen's Gambit, D4, C4, Black plays C6. So the idea is you still help protect your pawn in the middle, but you keep this diagonal open for the bishop. So E6 is another main move, but then this bishop is blocked in. However, you still have to develop this guy. Oh, okay. 91 looks a little strange. E5. All right, but it looks like a game. Yeah, it looks like no opening disasters for anybody here. Let's see. E6. Actually, this will be nice. Yeah, so you can see it's the same structure, but black is like an extra move compared to those Caro-Kann situations. Like I think here, Kid Fire and Ian literally had this like same position, but it was black's move. But here it would have been black's move after the bishop moves wherever. In the Kid Fire game, it was like white's move because he had spent an extra move going C6 and then C5. So, well, maybe I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, offering him a chance to trade the bishop. Wow, okay, so they trade rooks. Okay, so materials equal. Yeah, this is a good one. So whenever you look at a new position, well, they've actually played before. John's beaten him twice. Whenever you look at a new position, always count the material. You don't want to waste your time before realizing somebody's like down a rook or something. And then, I mean, I like to just look at the pawn structure. But it's difficult because both sides have some deficits. So black has the isolated pawn over here. It's actually under attack. But we does have a passed pawn. And white has kind of a messed up pawn structure over here. But it doesn't seem like black can take much advantage. I mean, G5 makes sense to prevent F4, which would then guard the pawn. But I think the most important factor is this bishop is just, for the moment, dominating this knight. So if you can get a bishop with two squares in between, the bishop and the knight, you can see that no matter where the knight moves, the bishop will be attacking it. So the knight is kind of frozen. So the question is, will black's passed pawn and white's damaged structure be enough to compensate for the bishop dominating the knight? Because the knight also doesn't have any great squares. These squares are both covered by pawns. I mean, I guess it's basically equal. I mean, I would think I'd prefer white. But as we've seen in endgames, really anything can happen. So I would put it at about equal. So yeah, I mean, both players have tons of time. They've played pretty quickly to get here. So yeah, so after the game, one thing to check out is if who the trades benefited. I mean, I think they benefit white because that bishop just dominates the knight. But I don't know if black could really avoid them. Yeah, maybe taking that knight wasn't the best idea because I love having the two bishops here. So that's just a point where I would go back and check that out. And I mean, the computer's a good tool to help you there, but probably the best thing is just talking it over with a strong player and analyzing it out and seeing what would have happened if you had not traded on d4. So going back to the decision on move 17. Oh, they've actually put a lot of moves. Okay. Brought the kings to the middle. Okay, so white wanted to bring the king and play f4. Yeah, white was a little bit faster than black. If black could have just gotten the king here, that would have been a big thing. No, I guess he still brings it here. Yeah, I guess if white had gone here, h5, so that wouldn't have been good. Huh, what's going on? Maybe the king could have gone this way. Is that in time? King f1, king g7, king e2, king g6, king d3, king f5, king d4. So we have kings here and here, like that. Then king f4. That's irritating. I don't know. If I'm white, I really want to start pushing my queenside pawns. That's where I have a passed pawn. So takes, see how black recaptures. Yeah, you have a choice, right? You can take either of these guys. Yeah, I mean, this makes more sense. And now you have two connected passed pawns. The knight can finally hop out. So definitely, this looks like a win for black, or not like a winning the game, but just an improvement in position for black. How did that happen? Wow, the king seemed to get to f5 really quickly. don't know. So this seemed sort of forced. Or I guess they're not technically not two connected past pawns because this pawn is sort of in the way of this one. But I'm definitely happier if I'm black than I was a few minutes ago. So we'll keep this game here. Looks like it's going to be super fun. Yeah, black's definitely playing with some fire. What was he? Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah, knight takes c4 looks really risky because he let what white put the rook on the open file with the queen and the king. Black grabs another pawn. Oh no, this looks just not good at all. Oh, oh, now he can't even castle. Okay. Could, I mean, in this position, could black have just, even castling just looks bad though. Just take. Wow, yeah. White just leaves both their pieces in take and just brings another rook to the middle. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the threat is. So takes the bishop. Okay. And bishop e7 was the idea. Now, is there any defense? White hasn't even like given up material. All right, yeah, rook d1. I didn't see the idea at first, but looks pretty strong. Yeah, you can just tell black was headed for disaster. So you want to be really careful about pawn grabbing if your king is still in the middle of the board. Not sure what else black could have done. I don't know. Oh, this looks terrible. Yeah, it's probably just all over. Yeah, if I'm white, I'm definitely getting pretty nervous. Okay, these guys. So this was the French where black's just like down a tempo. I mean, I have to go back and look, but well, what's black's move here? Maybe just transposed, who knows? Oh, I have my doubts. Okay. Wait, what? All right, we gotta come back to this one. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, and such different openings. What is it? Equal material? Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, both sides look pretty solid. Everything mostly defended. So this looks about equal. Keep an eye on this game. And then this one, the dragon game. Oh, this was another Caro-Kann where I think Black is just down a tempo. Ugh. Well, didn't seem to turn out too poorly for either player. Okay. Even material, right? I mean, Black's king is kind of open, but the bishop is trapped. Not a lot of backup pieces coming in. Oh, Black, okay. Decides things by force. Yeah, I mean, I guess I really wanted to go there, but pretty sure you get like mated after queen a6. Okay. So now Black's up a pawn. Well, if Black can get their king safe, they'll have a better game for sure. They have a strong center, bishop versus knight. Oh, I guess the H file is open, so there is potential for an attack on the king. Okay, so it's looking like Black is better, but may need to play a couple good moves. Let's go back to that end game. It's not a good sign if the king has to kind of come around. All right, bishop jumps back. Oh man, if they decide to go into a pawn ending, that is just going to be crazy. You know, the thing with pawn endings, you can calculate it out to a result. You can't be like slightly better in a pawn ending. It's just like either you win or you lose or you draw. So you have to calculate it just as far as you can. So I'm not sure what White could have done, but definitely now Black's just better because White never got these pass pawns going. I mean, in this position, could White have just like been off to the races? Maybe, because the king can't come in to help. The knight is sort of stuck. Well, b4. Let's say king g7, a4, king g6, b5, king f5, a5, king takes. Yeah, I think the pawn is just going to promote. I don't think knight b6 would have helped. White would have just taken it and then kept pushing the pawns. So that may have been the way to go after g5. Just get these boys rolling. Yeah, because this doesn't look great at all. All right, let's take a quick look at the other sections. So this is equal. Okay, so Black's slightly better because two bishops against bishop and knight. Pawn structures are basically all intact. Yeah, a little more active for Black, but not too much of a pull there. Looks close to equal. All right, a lot of endgames today. King and rook endings. White's up a pawn, but White's pawn structure's kind of busted. Okay, so f4 makes sense. Trying to utilize the pin on this rank. Yeah, of course, Black can't. It's not a free pawn. You lose your rook. Yeah, I mean, even though Black's down the pawn, it's their pawn that's the most advanced. 3 steps away from queening, while White is, yeah, these guys never got anywhere, and this pawn is kind of holding back these two. Let's go back to this end game. what was the other game? Oh. So we'll keep this endgame up. Yeah, definitely think Black's doing okay despite being down a pawn. All right, so Spaceship Cat is gonna win. Just crazy how many positions we're getting where the material's equal, but everything else is just very unbalanced. There's not a lot of symmetry, and that leads to really interesting positions. Well, maybe the white just lose a pawn. Yeah, this A pawn looks kind of dangerous, and the king is open. So, yeah, this is looking pretty good for Black. Wow, actually, hmm. Yeah, A4 I think was a mistake because then you're giving Black some targets to attack. I think C4 just shuts things down. I mean, there's still B5, I guess. But maybe you can even like just give. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, but yeah, A4 didn't look that great. Okay, so this was under 500. See Arjun's game. So it looks like Pratik Chess Gamer. Good chance to win this one. And then there'll be two people tied with 3 points for first. So going back to the, okay, let's go back to under okay, so that was under 500. Going back to under 1,000, Andrew's game. Yeah, it looks pretty tense. H4 was just been played. Trying to get rid of that G pawn, so then your F pawn becomes passed. There's no pawns blocking it. Then in the open, we have this crazy endgame. All right, now the pawns get rolling. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be close. Yeah, so E4 is coming. Definitely advantage to Black because they have the most advanced pass pawn. Oh, actually the only pass pawn. Oh, no, what happened? Oh, so takes. Yeah, King D6 just a blunder because now white forces the trade of rooks. And yeah. That's tough though. Yeah, how are you going to defend this pawn? Okay, so instead of B4, maybe just king here. And still H4. Yeah, maybe rook F5. And it still looks pretty tough though. King takes D4. Yeah. Well, maybe it's just just losing. Good game, guys. So Pratik did win. So we have 2 players tied for first with 3 points and under 500. Their round starts shortly. Okay, 2 players tied with 2 points, and then the winner of this one, if there's a winner, will also be tied for first. Spirit and Evan S. Wang. So, oh, Black's up a piece though. All right, so probably Black's gonna win. Let's see, is there anybody else in open, or can we just focus on that end game? Oh, looks like Ethan Wang and HT Hawk 153. Looks like Black is doing pretty well. Okay. Well, okay, so there's actually a lot of games going on. Yeah, so White tried to get the pawns going, but it might just be too late. And now, then the knight's actually not too bad. No, but it's not lost. White still has some chances. All right, so let's go to Dragon's game. Oh, this is the one. Blocks up a pawn. Yeah, but didn't seem to manage to really neutralize White's counterplay. So this kind of looks dangerous for Black still. Okay, so this one could go either way. I guess the end game. Then Chess Ian. Yeah, this was not looking so great for Black. White just controls the center, much more active pieces. Yeah, this looks like White's on the edge of victory. Though it's not over. This one. Wait, what was happening in this game? This was a Slav game. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of hard to evaluate. All right, this game. So let's just catch up with the game. Not that things have really been resolved. Did Black have to drop that pawn? Not necessarily. Oh man. Now Black is facing an attack, but if they can neutralize it, yeah, Queen F5 looks very logical. Then this pawn is just off to the races. So looking good for Black, but I'd still be a little nervous. That's the end game, people. Okay, so if White wins this game, they'll also join the leaders. I didn't want to touch it. Queen and knight ending. It's really hard. White's up. Okay, White's up a couple pawns, and Black's king is a little bit loose, so definitely advantage to White. But again, like all these games, it's not simple. Yeah, check makes a lot of sense. It's a knight to an active square with a tempo. All right, let's go back to the end game. Okay, White's still thinking what to do. Okay. Looks like in the other 2 games they played, it also got down to endgame situations. Oh, okay, so white played bishop c5. Yeah, that was definitely on my radar. So then you're covering this square, stopping king or knight from coming here. Or I guess the knight could go here, but then you'd have to think about the trade. So now how does black make progress? Yeah, just push. Oh, white offered a draw, which black declined. Yeah, unless you see that you're losing, I would always decline the draw, just play up the position and try to get that experience. Um, nervous for white and for black. I'm nervous for everybody. Was maybe bishop b4 better move? Not sure. Okay, let's go to here. Ooh, looks dangerous for black. Yeah, e7. What does black do? I don't know. I think Kid Prodigies neutralize any kind of attack, so definitely black's better. Kid Fire, don't really like that position. Oh, 2 rooks for the queen. Oh, this knight is beautiful. Well, with that being said, the beautiful knight that can't be attacked by anybody, and the rooks are well coordinated. It's actually looking okay for white. As long as they're careful, I think white's kind of out of danger. And maybe has some chances to win with their passed pawns. So wait, what was? Yeah, I thought white had been doing well. Wait, white's up a rook? Oh, then this probably never should have happened. But I think white's still doing good. But maybe had better win. But it was this game really fascinated by. I thought black could get out of trouble, but white never really went away. That knight looks really strong. Well, unless you can't figure out how to save the queen. All right, rook c8 is played. In our end game, okay. Yeah, white didn't want to allow king d3, but now the king is coming around. Coming around the mountain. So white has to figure out what to do, how to stop this pawn. In this game, white has to figure out how to save their queen. Yeah, queen d7 looks good. So how much? So I mean, the players are sort of getting lower on time. So, well, I guess we have a second. We can go to another section. Okay. Oh, these guys don't start for 5 minutes. Well, nothing there. This is the game for first. So black's up a pawn. In a pretty good position. White still has weak pawns out here. The bishop is blocked behind its own pawn, so it's not really better than the knight. Yeah, I mean, still a lot of play left, but black has a lot of reasons to be pretty happy. See? One of the fights for second place. Yeah, looks like poor king got stuck in the middle. Yeah, black's going for like a 4-move checkmate. Okay. Well, this should not have worked because the knight should have taken. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, both players, a lot of mistakes. The queen could have been taken. So yeah, you guys should just slow down. But this is a good example of what happens if your king is left in the middle. So rook e1's a good move, lining the rook up with the king, and then just explode it open with e5. So it's looking pretty good for white. All right, going back here. So yeah, I was looking at this move too. King d1, stopping the king from coming in. Knight can't move because then the pawn falls. And I guess they could repeat, which is kind of what white wants at this point. So black has to decide, take a draw, or can I find another way to break through? So he goes back to e4. So after, okay. Okay. So king c2 will just repeat the position. See if white has anything else. Yeah, king e2, and that does not look fun for black. All of a sudden, what looked like black was charging forward. So maybe king f3 was a mistake. Because it had been this position. Well, I guess the king, yeah, you can't really just stay on f3. Okay, so king f3. Uh, wow, is white really okay here? Maybe d2 is too optimistic. What do you do though? It looked like black was totally in control. Now I'm not so sure. Yeah, that pawn is falling. Well, now white's gotta feel good. Getting rid of that pawn. Wow, was it really? Oh, it seemed to happen so fast. Yeah, maybe pushing the d2 was just not the right moment because white was like perfectly in position, even though it looked really good for black. Hmm. All right. Well, black does have an advantage on time. That could actually play a pretty big factor. So black has to decide, do I take and possibly go into a pawn ending? I don't have to take, but then I have to kind of babysit the pawn. Well, he has time to think about it. But I feel like I'm out of the deep waters if I'm white. Okay. Definitely both players want to go back and look at that end game. So Ian won his game. Oh, black was able to get out of this? Oh, I think white just blundered. Yeah, white could have just taken the queen and not sure what the mistake was. Maybe just, oh, geez. Didn't realize, thought he was checkmating him. Yeah, that's tough. Thought white was just winning. This person won, yeah. Oh, all right. I think white's too late. I think black's doing well in this one. No, do I really want to go back to this game? What is happening? Oh, white or black actually is sacked? What? Okay. I think what black was going for. Oh, I thought the king was here. Maybe he was hoping he'd go here. Rook take. No, that's not even checkmate. Never mind. I was thinking some kind of, well, okay, we've established king h1 is illegal, but if somehow the king was going to h1, I thought maybe a rook takes h2 check, king takes rook, rook h8, but king g3. So, yeah, I don't know if black had to really go for this kind of desperation. Yeah, and white wins this one. Crazy game. A lot of fun to look at. Good game, guys. Okay, so okay, so the decision was not to take the pawn. It's not looking that great. I think he could have taken it. And then got his king back in time. Yeah, good game, guys. Wow. Really good game. All right, so yeah, I was looking at takes. Oh, you go. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's lost. Never mind. Not sure what I was. Yeah. Okay, it might just be lost. See what the. Yeah, it's looking like it was just lost for black. Hmm. And this is the last remaining game. Yeah, I was like, okay, bishop d4 is coming, and I think black wins. Going back to under 1,000. Uh, what? I don't really get what's going on here. Why they agreed to a draw. So the winner of this one will be able to take the lead in under 1,000. Okay, white's turn. So d4, d5 opening. Pretty calm. Yeah, y'all play the most weird, bizarre stuff. Yeah, so the threat was knight f3, winning the queen, but white prevented it. Well, I mean, you could still do that, but doesn't win the queen. Yeah, we actually seen a lot of discovered attacks, so they have been working in the past. All right, this game looks pretty fun, so we'll keep it up. Oh, are they done? Okay. All right, congrats to Pratik Chess Gamer, got first place. ST Bye got second. And cool, Arjun got third. Good job. All right. See that final game? I don't think I really. Oh, a King's Gambit. Nice. All right, this is kind of looking like a mess for white, but guess he found a way to win. Oh, okay. Yeah. Boom. And this is looking pretty deadly. I think black should have played rook a d8 instead of moving the knight back. A little slow. Oh, this game, yeah. How did white win? Oh, he got a little too complacent. Oh, tactic time. Yeah, no, black was almost had him. No, good game. So white did steal a pawn. Oh, he went back, h4, castle queenside. Yeah, I think black gives a lot of compensation for the pawns. He has some open files leading to the king, so yeah, we'll see where this goes. And the open section had some players falling. So that should be a crazy finish. So heading into round 3, we have 5 people undefeated. Okay, got some big matchups. I know MYM Chessian's been following his opponents, maybe studying their games. Oh, after Kid Prodigy wins, assuming he wins this one and doesn't stalemate his opponent, then we'll have 6 undefeated. Nice. All right, let's go back to this one. Yeah, Black definitely doesn't want to trade, being down all these pawns. Okay. So White desperately trying to trade. All right, so open starts in 5 minutes. All right, looks like Black's up a couple pawns, so pretty comfortable here. In the other games, there's like a piece deficit, so we'll go back to this game, fight for first. So White does have the pawns, but the king is open. So I think Black has decent compensation. I guess I prefer White, but it's pretty close. So White has to figure out how to get their king safe, while Black is just going to put pieces on open files and try to distract White by attacking the king. And actually, another problem for White is their passed pawns are right by the king, so you don't necessarily want to push them because that can make your king weak. So, not easy position for White at all. But if he can figure out a way to just get safe and maybe get some trades, I think it'll be a win for White. Yeah, Rook AD1 or Rook BD1 looked like a good move, but I'm not sure what the threat was. Now the queen comes to C3. Triple attack, actually, all those pawns. But White may not really need them. Yeah, rook b d1. One of those kind of good looking moves that actually is just like really bad. Not sure what to suggest though. So, all right. So queen d2 is played. See which pawn black takes. Okay, so he gave back a pawn, which actually sort of helped white because now maybe white can try to attack the black king. He's got to feel pretty good about that. Well, this is what you want to see in the fight for first. Kind of double-edged positions like this. All right, open, still has a minute to go. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to just go back. Hmm. Because, yeah, this pawn really wasn't doing much for white. I mean, it's kind of nice to just get rid of it for like an endgame, but yeah, b4. And now, maybe white can get some kind of hook over here. All right, queen e4. What I'm okay. Mm. See, this black though. Yeah, I was like, especially when you can take this pawn, don't go into the rook ending. That's just kind of good for white with the two connected passers. And now you can still get counterplay against the white king. Because if you trade queens, then that counterplay doesn't really matter. But the king is still just a little bit exposed on these files. So black should be pretty happy with what's been happening, though they're still down a pawn. All right, let's check out the open. These guys. All right. Oh, okay. So the Sicilian is when black goes c5. A lot of ways for white to play. You can go here and here, open Sicilian. Well, here and d4. You can go c3. You can go nice c3, close Sicilian. If white goes c3, offering a pawn, that's a Smith-Morra gambit. It's a really fun gambit. Definitely recommend. Yeah, queen takes I don't know much about. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we have sort of a weird Italian game. Usually the knight's on c6 instead of the pawn. But it's another way to play. Pretty solid. So e4 d5 is another way to open. It's called the Scandinavian defense. So you can do queen takes pawn here or knight f6. Just a way to play. Okay. Well, all the openings look pretty good for everybody. Not too much weirdness. But I guess weirdness is okay. All right, let's go back to the under 1,000 game. Okay, White's still thinking about what to do. It's not easy. Maybe, all right, let's pick one of these games to follow. This one. Yeah, we'll see who decides to kind of push in the middle first. If we have a d4, d5. Oh, there it comes. And we'll see. Now this black take. Do they retreat? We'll see what happens there. Go back here. Okay. Yeah, I think black has to take, otherwise you lose the pawn in 5. All right. Yeah, I think white's just got a little bit of pressure here. This pawn is a target and can't easily advance. I mean, that's the main factor. So what's the plan? So I think black's just going to kind of try to attack. I mean, it's really just about the center. So both sides are going to try to attack the respective center pawns. White has just a little more space, this pawn being more advanced than this one. So I think white has a little advantage, though I'm not sure about this move. Not sure what I would have done. I mean, yeah, the threats to take and take here, but I don't know. This feels like a concession because I'm blocking the queen. And the bishop was just pretty active there. Now d5 might come into the picture when before it couldn't have happened. Ooh, I'm getting nervous. So white, this sometimes happens. It's like you're better, but then you start using oceans of time. It's not a good sign. White really, really wants to trade some pieces here. So I think we'll go on a few more minutes. We'll stick with this game. Maybe check out this one from time to time. Actually, let's take a quick look at the other games. And then we might just stick with that under 1,000 game for first. I'll see. I mean, oof, this looks painful. So this might be kind of an opening disaster. Yeah, bishop b4, very suspicious. Just, oh, but h. Definitely some crimes being committed. Yeah, if you're gonna go h5, I think you're kind of committed to keeping the bishop there, because now black can't even castle without dropping the pawn. Yeah, well, black's gonna have to take a look at this opening because this looks just like a unmitigated disaster. Okay. So just focus on this game for right now. The move played was b5. There and then there. Yeah, b5 makes sense to try to open up black's king. I mean, that pawn was weak anyway. Black decides not to capture. So white's tied down to defending this pawn. So white's tied down to defending this pawn. Yeah, it's not easy. And I'm not sure white has too much to fear, on the other hand. I mean, they could just sit around and do nothing, but but that doesn't look that fun. So he got to get his rook out of danger. Now b pawn falls. Mm. Yeah, it really does feel like it's slipping away for white. And there's also the time situation. So what should white have done? That's a good question that I'm, I guess, posing to myself. Oh, f4 may not have been necessary. Wow, maybe just b4, b5 here. And then, yeah, rook b d1 did not seem like the best move. So, yeah, it just shows you how difficult it is, though. Play these kind of positions. So black wants to keep up pressure on the pawn. I mean, the queen can't jump on this pawn because then this one falls and it's actually looks like it's just checkmate. Oh, but now this happens. Wow, well now black can decide, do I want to go into, do I want to trade pieces? Because now I have 4 pass pawns. Well, maybe queen. Hmm. So like maybe queen e6 shouldn't have been allowed, but not sure how to prevent that. So queen e3 looked like a really good move. Yeah, queen e6 check is kind of nice. So king went there. Yeah, so if the king goes to d8, I think just queen d6 check and have at least a draw. So king went there. Well, it's kind of at this point where you got to just kind of make a decision because you really don't want to get too much lower on time. So a few checks available. I guess rook e3 is available. Always choices. All right, queen d6 played. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, queen e5 going into the pawn and or the rook ending, but losing all those pawns from earlier probably didn't appeal. So yeah, queen d6 looks good. Yeah, I was looking at this too. So now queen protects there. Kind of get this pawn more advanced. No, this has been a really great game. Overall today, I think it was just much, for whatever reason, much higher quality than last week when it felt like everyone was just playing as fast as possible, driving me crazy, especially in these end games. But today, seen a lot of just really great games. And I mean, it's a lot of the same players, so maybe everyone's just more alert this week or something. Um, yeah, it's been really fun today. Well, now, okay, Black offers a trade. And I guess White's pawn, all right, he declined it. I mean, taking it would have been kind of interesting because this pawn is more advanced than it was. You could go g4 and maybe your pawns are just going to win that race. But yeah, I guess you don't have to take that risk. Now White's the one actually who has some threats against Black's game. So Black's going to have to look for some improvements. Queen, yeah, Queen of Fate may have just not really been good. I'm not sure. It's hard to say what to do, to be honest. It's a really tough position. I feel like White's got to feel a little bit better about themselves, but yeah, the time not great. And Black should, use their time. You got a ton of you got 4 times as much time as your opponent, so use it on those critical moments. Because in a losing position, the extra time won't really help you. So I like the developments for white. Still trying to figure out what black could have done because it just looks so crushing for black. But now it's just really balanced. Let's see. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, maybe here you just got to be more forceful. Oh, okay. So white agrees to now trade queens. Now, because this pawn has made progress, only 2 steps away. Wow, black took the queen, snapped that queen off right away. Oh no, might be too late. Yeah, black got too complacent there. Queen f8, queen c8. Definitely want to look for an improvement there, though I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, rook f8, rook e8. White wins. So, wow. Let's check quickly back in with the open. I'll probably leave you guys. Dragon 1. Wait, what? It must not be showing me the full game. Oh, did white just blunder? I don't get it. Okay. Journey 1. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was that game. Yeah. So these players are also undefeated. But, well, I guess it's blocks up a piece. The white does have 2 pawns for the piece and a lot of compensation. The king is stuck in the middle and can't castle. So actually, yeah, this was like a great game. All right, well, really awesome games today. So good job, everybody. Yeah, I really look forward to seeing you guys at future tournaments if you can do it. It was really competitive today. All right, bye, everybody. Good luck in the remaining rounds.